Hockey is a global game, and in its illustrious history, the NHL has seen some of the greatest talent come from all over the world and compete for the coveted prize of the Stanley Cup. Amongst that talent, we've witnessed incredible European players separate themselves from their peers and stand alone as some of the greatest scorers, defensemen, captains, and goalies in NHL history. Therefore, Vagabond Hockey will be counting down the top 30 European NHL players of all time. Let's get started from 30, counting down to number 1. Number 30, Peter Bondra. Known as the Special Agent, Peter Bondra was drafted into the NHL in 1990 by Washington Capitals, and little did they know that their 156th pick would become an all-time great for their franchise. Prior to another all-time great, Alex Ovechkin, Bondra was the leading goal scorer in Washington Capitals history. He became the 37th player even to score 500 goals in the NHL, and he did so while having the fewest points among those who had reached this prestigious milestone. Bondra led the league in goals scored in back-to-back seasons and is one of the rare few players who scored 5 or more goals in a single NHL game. The Special Agent helped the Capitals to advance to their first ever Cup final in 1974 by scoring 17 goals in their playoff run. He would retire with 5 All-Star Game appearances, making him a shoo-in for a jersey retirement soon. Number 29, Marian Gaborik. Gaborik, or Gabby, made his NHL debut at the tender age of 18 after being picked 3rd overall by the Minnesota Wild. Gabby could do it all. He was known for his speed, soft hands, incredible puck handling, and a lightning, quick release shot. He led the Wild with 30 goals in 2 separate seasons and tied the league with 3 different hat tricks in the 2002-03 season. Before he turned 21, he already had 5 hat tricks to his name, becoming the 4th NHL player to achieve this feat. In his 8 seasons with the Wild, he became their team's all-time leading scorer. Gabby led Minnesota their first ever Stanley Cup. At such a young age. He'd win the Norris Trophy again in 2014-15, and later on he'd show off his offensive skills when in 2015-16 season he would finish top 5 in scoring, making him the first defenseman to do this in decades. Carlson would finish his career with 4 first All-Star team nominations and 6 All-Star game appearances. Number 27, Sergei Zubov. Considered one of the best offensive defensemen in NHL history, Zubov was first drafted by the New York Rangers. He had his breakout season in 1993-94 when he led the Rangers in points in the regular season and added another 19 points in the playoff run, which ended with the Rangers winning their first championship since 1940. That wouldn't be the last time Zubov hoisted the Stanley Cup, as he would win it again in 1999, but this time as a member of the Dallas Stars. When he left the league, he held many records as a Russian-born player, one of them being leading the NHL in scoring as a Russian defenseman, the most points in a single season with 89, and having the most points in a regular season, 553, in playoffs, 72. In 2019, Zubov would get the ultimate prize as he was inducted into the NHL Hall of Fame for his career achievements. Number 26, Nikolai Khabibulin. With a nickname like the Bulin Wall, it's easy to imagine what exactly made Khabibulin such a legend. Khabibulin was picked 204th in the 1992 draft by the Winnipeg Jets and would play until 2014. His list of achievements and accolades is incredible. He played in 4 NHL All-Star games, won the Stanley Cup in 2004 as a member of the Tampa Bay Lightning. In 1997, he held the high save percentage in the playoffs at 93%. In 2004, he was the shutouts leader in the playoffs with 5 and wins leader with 16. Tied the NHL record for shutouts in a playoff round with 3. And we're still not done. In the 2011-12 season, he had the lowest goals against average throughout the first 9 games at 98%, which is the lowest since the NHL expansion in 1967. When the Bulin Wall retired, he had a split of 333, 334, 39, and 58 ties. A 2.72 goals against average, a 90% save record, and 46 shutouts. In the playoffs, he was 39 and 31 with 2.4 goals against the average and a save percentage of 91% and 6 shutouts. So it's safe to say when the lights got the brightest, the Bulin Wall showed up. Talk about a legendary career. Number 25, Daniel Alfredsson. The recent Hall of Fame inductee, Alfredsson, made his NHL debut in 1994 for the Ottawa Senators. Little did they know they had just drafted one of, if not, the best player in this franchise history. He was voted the winner of the Calder Trophy, naming him the best rookie in the NHL after he finished his first season with 61 points, which included 25 goals. He helped Senators to qualify for their first Stanley Cup playoffs in 1996-97, where he finished the season with 71 points. Alfredsson has a legendary streak of 9 straight seasons with at least 70 points, which started in 2001 season. This streak led to the Senators winning their first ever President's Trophy as they finished with the best record in the regular season. His best season came in 2005-06, where he had career highs in goals 63, assists 60, and points 103. The following year, he would lead the Senators to their first ever Stanley Cup final appearance. It's no wonder that Alfredsson holds so many of the Senators' records, including goals, assists, and points. Alfredsson was also an Ironman, playing over 1,000 games in his career, along with 6 NHL All-Star Game appearances. The Senators would later retire his number 11 jersey. Number 24, Sergei Gonchar. Gonchar came into the league in 1995 after being drafted by the Washington Capitals a couple years prior. He would have an immediate impact on the organization as his unique blend of elite defense and offense would help the Capitals reach the Stanley Cup final for the first time in their history in 1998. He is the first Russia-born defenseman in NHL history to reach the 200-goal mark, and he led all defensemen in goals from 2000 through 10. While his 500 points in that time were second only to Nicholas Lidstrom. When he retired, no Russian-born defenseman had scored as many goals as him with 220, or had more points than him with 811. Gonchar also had 90 points in the playoffs to cap off his incredible NHL career. Number 23, Ilya Kovalchuk. When the Atlanta Thrashers drafted Kovalchuk first overall in 2001, they knew what they were getting. Making his debut at 18, he finished second for the Calder Trophy as a rookie. Kavi is tied 4th all-time in regular season overtime goals scored at 15 and his 18th all-time in goals per game average at 51% and is the 7th highest scoring Russian in NHL history. He tied for the Maurice Richard Trophy as the league's top goal scorer in 2003-04 season. In 2011-12, Kavi left his mark in the history books as he set a record for the most shootout goals, 11, and 7 clutch game-winning goals. He retired with 3 All-Star Game appearances and was named to the first All-Star team. Number 22, Marian Hossa. Hossa was a one-of-a-kind player. Drafted 12th overall by the Ottawa Senators, he would be named in the NHL All-Rookie team, coming second in voting for the Calder Trophy. He scored 31 goals on 4 separate occasions for the Senators and led the NHL with 7 shorthanded goals in 2005-06 season. He'd really make his mark in the NHL after he left the Senators. He won his first Stanley Cup in 2010 as a member of the Chicago Blackhawks and would help Chicago win it again in 2013, where he scored 7 goals and finished with 16 points. Then again in 2015, Hossa would get his 3rd championship in 6 seasons as he finished with 17 points in the playoff run. Hossa also holds the unique record of being the only player in NHL history to appear in the Stanley Cup final 3 straight seasons with 3 different teams. He scored his 1,000th NHL point in 2014 and scored his 500th goal in 2016. He finished with 1,134 points in the regular season and 149 points in the playoffs. Hossa was voted into the Hall of Fame in 2020. Number 21, Miikka Kiprusoff. The fact that Kipper made this list is a testament to his hard work and perseverance, as he did not have the typical backstory like most others on here. Selected 116th in the 1995 draft, Kiprusoff wouldn't make his NHL debut until 2000, where he came on the ice as a relief. His first NHL win was also in the same role when he stopped 12 of 13 shots against the Mighty Ducks. His career had lots of ups and downs as he played backup minutes and even lost that position in 2003-04 season. His career wouldn't take off until he joined the Calgary Flames in 2003. He made 22 saves in a 2-1 win against the Montreal Canadiens 4 days later and finished 24-10 with 4 ties. He had a 1.70 goals against average and save percentage of 93% with 4 shutouts that year. He also helped Calgary return to the Stanley Cup playoffs for the first time since 1996. His career high came in 2008-09 when he led the NHL with 45 victories. He finished his NHL career 319, 213, 64 with 7 ties and a 2.49 goals against average and a save percentage of 91% with 44 shutouts. Kiprusoff retired as Calgary's all-time leader in wins with 305 and shutouts with 41.